Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rachel, owner of Rayrock Design, and today we're diving into one of the most important aspects of modern web design, making sure your website looks great on mobile and tablet devices. And we're going to do it using the Divi builder. With over 55% of global web traffic coming from mobile devices in 2024, if your website isn't optimized for mobile, you're missing out on a huge part of your audience. So whether you're building a personal blog or an e-commerce site or a portfolio site, ensuring your design is responsive and adapts seamlessly to different screen sizes is absolutely critical. That's why I've created this video, where I go over how to use the Divi builder to adapt your design to mobile and tablet screens. Here we go. Step 1. Access the mobile and tablet view in Divi. Let's start with the basics. How do you even see what your site looks like on mobile or tablet in Divi? It's really simple, actually. So when you're in the visual builder, you'll notice a little icon that looks like a smartphone at the bottom of the page. This is the responsive view icon. Clicking on it allows you to toggle between desktop, tablet, and mobile views. Let's start by clicking on mobile. Here you can see how your website is going to look on smaller screens. As you scroll through your design, you might notice that some elements don't quite fit right, like text that's too big or images that aren't scaling properly. Step 2. Adjusting text size for mobile. One of the most common issues with mobile design is that the text can look way too big on smaller screens. The good news is that Divi allows you to customize text sizes specifically for mobile devices. Let's say this heading looks perfect on desktop, but on mobile, it's dominating the screen. To adjust, click on the module settings for your text. Go to the Design tab and look for the responsive icon next to Text Size. Now you can tweak the size just for mobile without affecting your desktop layout. For headings, I generally recommend going smaller, about 16 to 24 pixels for mobile works well. Of course, you have to figure this out for yourself because depending on what font you're using, that could drastically change what font size you need to scale down or up to. Step 3. Optimizing padding and margins. Another common issue is padding and margins. On a desktop, you might have a generous spacing between elements, but on mobile, that can make things feel too spread out or even push content completely off the screen. In Divi, you can adjust padding and margins specifically for mobile devices. So go to the section or row settings, click on spacing, and you'll see options to adjust padding and margins for each device. For mobile, you'll typically want to reduce the padding so everything fits more snugly. Just be careful not to overcrowd your content. Step 4. Stack columns on mobile. If you're using a multi-column layout on your website, you've probably designed it with desktop users in mind. But when those columns are viewed on a small mobile screen, they can get squished together and become very hard to read. So Divi automatically stacks columns on mobile, but sometimes you'll need to adjust them for a better flow. Go into your row settings. Under the Advanced tab, you can control how your columns behave on different devices. You can stack them vertically for mobile, ensuring that your content remains readable and user-friendly. Step 5. Customizing buttons for mobile. Next up are buttons. You want your buttons to be easy to click on mobile devices. A good rule of thumb is to make buttons larger for mobile so they're touch-friendly. In Divi, you can change the size, padding, and alignment of buttons just for mobile devices. Click on your button module, go to the Design tab, and look for the responsive setting next to button size. And then do it for padding. This way, you can make sure your buttons are easy to tap and positioned correctly. Step 6. Optimize images for mobile and tablet. Images can also be tricky on mobile. Large images that look stunning on a desktop might load slowly or take up too much space on mobile. To optimize, you can resize the images specifically for mobile devices or even hide certain images that aren't necessary. In Divi, go to the Image module settings, click on Design, and use the responsive settings to adjust image sizes just for mobile. If needed, you can also hide specific images from mobile view by going to Visibility and selecting Hide on Phone. This keeps your design clean and fast loading. You'll notice if you're looking at the desktop view, the modules that you've hidden are now grayed out. And if you go to the tablet or mobile view, those are seen again, they're not grayed out. So just make sure Things that you want seen are seen, and things that you don't want seen are not. Step 7. Test your changes on real devices. After making all these adjustments, one crucial step remains: testing your changes on real devices. While Divi's responsive views are helpful, you cannot replace the experience of actually using your website on a smartphone or a tablet. So my advice is to grab your phone, check your website out on a tablet, and make sure everything looks and works as expected. You might notice small tweaks that need to be made, like font sizes or padding adjustments that weren't obvious in the Divi Builder. I know for me, whenever I look at the Divi Builder on mobile, it doesn't show me what it actually looks like on my phone because my phone has a narrower screen. So you want to check it out on various devices. That's it. To wrap things up, remember that designing for mobile and tablet isn't just an afterthought. It's definitely a priority these days. With the majority of web traffic coming from mobile, it's essential to ensure that your site is optimized for smaller screens if you want to stay competitive. Divi makes it easy to adjust your design for different devices, but it's up to you to really make those tweaks and test your site. If you found this tutorial helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more website design tips. If you want to keep going, check out my video series on how to create a website using Divi. I'll see you in the next one.